Welcome back to Read No Evil, where we get into all the gritty details from your favorite horror books. This week, we're pulling back the layers of chapters 9 through 18 of So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. The monster we highlight this week is the Pale Man. My name's Shaela Payne.
And I'm Ian Franco. So that's what we're calling him, the Pale Man?
He's mentioned...
Is that how he's called?
One time.
Okay, because in my notes I called him the
name.
Slender Man.
No, he's called the Pale Man once, and then his actual name's Roger.
Right.
And then they just say he's a bad guy.
Oh, that is Roger, huh? Yeah, see, those are some details I want to clear up because I don't know if I read through that too quickly, but like what happens to him and what he does and who he specifically is got mixed up for me in all the chaos.
It is pretty light. They don't go so far into it. It's more of like alluded to. They say he was a bad guy.
I take it that way. He is definitely a bad guy. Should we do like a generalized recap of what's in store for us with these chapters? Because first of all, it's kind of crazy that there's 9 of them. There are 9 chapters, but again, like we said last week, they're on the short side, so you actually burn through them kind of quickly.
But there's so much information that goes.
There's a lot that goes on. I wrote down a essay.
Oh, and I worked really hard. Okay, not that hard, but I worked really hard to separate it into 4 sections that made sense. So to like leave the episode off in a cliffhanger, and then the next episode starts so strong, which is what happened with last week's episode with 1 through 8. So now they're on their way to the party
with what's his name?
Eli.
No way, it's Eli.
I've been reading it like Eli.
Like Eli?
Yeah.
It's Ilie.
And I'm calling him Eli.
There's Elie.
And I'm calling him Eli.
I'm gonna actually just say Elie.
For the listeners out there. Ignore him.
We're cutting this out. He's the Russian guy.
Yeah.
He's ridiculously good looking and sexy.
Do you think that's like, okay, they haven't mentioned it yet because he's a vampire. Do you think that it's kind of like the Being Human vampires, the American version? Where they're just like, they turn sexy. Like, did you ever watch Being Human?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
There's like a scene in Being Human, and it's like very early in the beginning because like the main character's name's like Aiden, and he turns like one of his side pieces essentially into a vampire because she was about to die. Oh, she was about to die.
It was a dramatic. It was like an emergency. It was like, oh no, she's gonna die.
And she was like super insecure before, and then she gets turned into a vampire.
Twilight style.
She's like, oh my god, my body, my tits, they're immaculate.
That's the vibe you're getting.
That's the vibe I'm getting
from this guy, from Elie, and then all the other sexy vampire people. Especially the way that they're portrayed throughout these chapters.
You mean the orgy?
Yes, basically. So we have now found out from our light little bet from last time that you assumed that you are entirely correct. There is a total orgy that happens here.
The book is supposed to be slightly smutty, but it is.
It's not that smutty.
No, just in that one area where it's building tension, but it has to do more with like the characters being free.
And Sloane, it's the good thing about the way it was told and written, like as if someone read the story to me, it's that it's all from Sloane's perspective. It's what she's hearing, it's what she's seeing. It's not incredibly graphic like another certain book that we read that I won't bring up anymore.
Moving on.
Literally, but I like Ilya's description that Sloane gives him. So this Russian guy, he looks like a young Colin Farrell if he was playing a sexy Rasputin.
Which is a horrible way to fucking describe that.
No, I can picture it. That's hot.
Okay. They go to the party. We talked about, like, it would take nothing for you to go to this party.
For me? Like, personally? Yeah. I'll go. Because if I was in the same predicament, I feel like I said this already. If I was in the same predicament where we're snowed in, there's nothing to do, it's so boring, I hate myself and my husband, yeah, I'll go.
This whole section is, there's so many parallels of and like irony. It's at the very end, so I don't want to bring it up right now because I'll circle back to it and I don't want to repeat myself. But the amount of times that it showed that Sloane is like actively in that choice making where she has to leave her old life behind. Yeah. And
it's like the no turning back point for her. Like it keeps coming up repeatedly throughout all of these chapters. But it's just that arrival when they get to this house is like, I'm picturing, what are you picturing it looks like when they get in? I picture it's like, oh yeah, this is kind of creepy. The guy's driving like a super fast car. Oh no, I'm kind of nervous. But it's a party. It's going to be fine. And I feel like they walk into a really dark house that there's like no lights on. It's just not pitch black, but like really muted. And the shades are drawn and everything. And then there's just people standing there.
Is it bad though that whenever I read it, I read the outside to be this like middle class suburban area that just has a lot of yard where it's like it has a conservatory, so it's supposed to be bigger, but the way that it's like portrayed, it just looks like one of those traditional like middle America suburban houses.
I wasn't picturing that. Or well, she says she calls it like a mid-century house. Like she says it's like as if it's mid-century, but like it's an extensive ranch.
It's giving more like something very bad's about to happen show house.
That it's like you drove a little too far into the tree line, and you're suddenly at this house.
Well, that's what that is, because in that show, in the middle, they had that almost conservatory where there's no spoilers for that show just yet, but in the middle of it, something very bad's about to happen.
That is so funny. You said the title of the show. I thought you were just saying that as a sentence, not like as that is a name. See, when we were watching that, that was the problem I had with that show. It's a really good show, by the way. I liked it. But my problem with it was that it was called that. And that's not a bad thing.
They're alluding to something very bad's about to happen.
No, and it's great. Like, you're right, because something very bad did end up happening. But it's when you title something like that is literally a sentence that you normally say, that's where I feel like that's where you can get confused really easily, because I had no idea that's what you were talking about.
I was literally talking about the house. Yeah.
It's what I thought we were on the same page. We were on the same page secretly, but subconsciously, but I didn't know that's what you were talking about until. Yeah, anyway, that was my point. I have a thing with like titles for movies or books.
Yeah, do you want to like tell me your opinion right now?
I feel like they should be a certain way. That like
it was
there's
a certain way. It was good. It made sense with the story. She constantly said it. Every 5 seconds, you were like, "Hey, she said it."
Yeah, and like it comes up at the beginning of every episode. And no, it looks cool. I get it, but it's
Invincible does it, and you like Invincible. Literally, that's how they start.
Because that's the name of the hero.
They start the title card every time.
Yeah, but then if you start a sentence and you say like, "Oh, this Invincible, this," I know you're immediately talking about the show. But if you say, "Oh yeah, like something bad is going to happen," we
just watched that show. Moving on.
We are stopping. Moving on.
Moving on.
What were we talking about? The house?
Yes.
Okay.
The sunken living room. It was outdated.
Yes.
There was like, and then on like the side, there was like this tower spiral staircase that led up to a glass conservatory that had like soundproof fucking windows, and they couldn't hear the storm outside. I think the snow
had to do with that too.
Whenever they get to the house, Sloane actually was starting to piss me off like crazy during this episode. And Naomi was actually the one that was like, dude, can you chill? Can we just go forward?
Can we just hang out? I mean, she has the way she started describing what she was seeing with everyone and the way everyone presented themselves. Yeah, I'd probably be a little bit unnerved. But everyone was like really nice, like to the cast of characters that we get introduced to.
Yes, you've got you get introduced to Costal, Miri, Tatiana, Elisa.
Yeah, Elisa, like Elisabetta is like like she's from somewhere.
And then you've got Eli, and then Henry, the Shadow Man, but he gets introduced later. They're they kind of set up the characters in their like character types. Like you've got Elisa, who's like the homemaker. You've got Eli.
I'm picturing the family from Twilight.
No, fucking literally.
I'm picturing them, but they don't look ridiculous. Like their skin isn't white and they're just staring at you with white eyes.
No, they're
like
sexy as shit.
They're sexy as hell.
It's
and like
kind
their
of
skin
like
is olivey and like oily and stuff.
It's kind of like what Twilight wanted to be. But then they went the opposite fucking way.
They went really far that way.
Because they're supposed to be stone.
Oh, yeah.
And if they would have went the Frankenstein way, the good Frankenstein movie, I, Frankenstein, where it's like gargoyles and like vampire. Oh, so good. Oh, those ones.
Do I have a favorite Frankenstein movie? I almost want to say Young Frankenstein, but that barely counts. Because it's really funny.
You could count it, I guess. I wouldn't shame you.
Okay, thanks. What?
When we start adding video to this, everyone's going to see my face.
It's going to be really funny to look at.
It's hard to suppress my face. It's easy to suppress my words.
So I think it's going to be entertaining.
It's just me silent, just like brooding in the shadow, like Henry.
Yeah, like you're just...
Whenever they get there and they go to the bathroom, first off, I'm loving the take of like, oh, we pissed together. I feel like that's just a staple in any friendship.
I was going to say that I actually wasn't even fazed by that.
Oh, I'm not fazed by it at all. I'm just saying I like the realness in it.
Yeah.
Of like them being like, is this an orgy? And Naomi being like, no. And someone's like, okay, good. And she's like, well, maybe. And then she's like, what the fuck? Naomi's fully fucking into it.
She was into it. I think like that was definitely something on her mind as a character when she thought of this idea to go to this party. Like that was definitely something of like, yeah, we're all adults. This happens at this kind of thing.
The woman knew.
Yep.
She knew she was fucking someone that night.
Yep.
I'm betting like Sloane was wearing like granny panties.
Yeah, probably.
Also, her husband cheating on her finding out, and she's not going. I'm not saying like.
That's what she should be doing with her life, but that's my biggest issue with Sloane as a character up until this point, until we get to a particular part in chapter somewhere else that I can't remember right now. She doesn't stick up for herself at all. Like she doesn't self-defend herself or
what
like.
What do you mean? I think she does.
No. I mean, I don't mean in the way of literally. Like she doesn't try to like fight her way out, that kind of thing. I mean that she doesn't stick up for herself and like. What's the word I'm looking for? She doesn't go seeking retribution. Like she doesn't go seeking like proper justice for herself when she deserves to, like serving herself. Like we just said with the topic of she's been cheated on by her husband. He's currently doing it right now again for a third time. She's not in that mindset to serve herself and to get that.
Yeah, I think that's what's so upsetting is that Naomi and her husband have a open relationship.
They're not even married. They're just dating.
Oh,
apparently.
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
They've been together 10 years.
Christ. Yeah.
But it's, whatever. But the idea that Naomi's being like, okay, well, I'm down for anything. Obviously, it seems like she's looking for just some sort of freedom, and she's going to get it through this orgy in a way. And like, because like, oh, this whole section too is that it's opening up to the audience and to Sloane and Sloane's already known this, but because she's so in her head about it, it's fucking boring to listen to, to say the least. But Naomi's looking for a way out too. Yes,
it's like she's the one that's looking for a way out, and she's vocal about it and actively doing so. Sloane is I feel like Sloane is also doing that, but she's trying to suppress that in herself.
It's definitely one of those things where you can't tell if you're like happy or sad, but the reality is that you're definitely sad, but you're telling yourself that you're happy, and so you're making yourself confused because being confused is easier than confronting the truth. And that's kind of all of Sloane's thing. But whenever they end up leaving the bathroom and they go back out to the party, and Naomi's immediately like, let's fuck, let's do the thing. And Sloane's just kind of like
yells at Sloane too when they're in the bathroom before. She's like, you better fuck someone at this party if you know what's good for you.
I do. I'm loving their relationship in that manner because
she got like in her face. She's like, you're self-sabotaging. And I wrote it down here. And like, you'll regret your life if you don't live a little bit or something. Like she has like that like whole speech up in her face and stuff. That was it. That's all I had to say. I was just adding on to that. Oh, we do learn a little bit more in this chapter, just 9, about Sloane, more of Sloane self-sabotaging this. Apparently she went to NYU and dropped out.
Oh, yeah, we do find out the entire reason why Sloane is so safe. And it's because, rough, like, okay, it is rough, but it's not anything crazier than, like, people that I've known in my life, where it's like, okay, I feel like so many people go through it where she was in love, they broke up, she sent nudes, he sent the nudes around, she's now labeled a whore. Yeah. It fucking sucks, but it happens all the time. That's why everyone's being like, don't send nudes, because you can't protect yourself when that happens. And it's like, well, people make mistakes, people go through it, shit happens. But then she's like, okay, I feel bad about myself, I'm going to just launch into this, she's going to commit to the bit.
She's like, everyone's going to call me a slut.
I'll become
the monster they think I am.
The way that she went about dealing with that sadness is completely understandable. Like,
Oh yeah, I never thought it was wild or eccentric or crazy or out of left
I don't.
field. It
Yeah,
sounded like, honestly, as a human being, it sounded like a
completely
natural
normal.
progression.
Yeah.
For going through something that traumatic for yourself personally.
Yeah, and it's like whenever like someone keeps saying that you are this thing, it instead of like keep being combative or hearing it, where you're like, well, it's easier if I just actually become that thing, so then that we're all on the same fucking page because I'm tired of like defending myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just become the monster that you think I am. It's so normal.
I said that line first, but yeah. Continue, please.
Thank you for your permission. I appreciate that.
You have my undivided permission and attention.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. So
Permission granted.
request accepted.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Or granted, whatever. So, and then her coming out of it because she almost dies, and then she fully commits to having a safe life.
Oh, 100%. Also, like she almost dies, almost dies, like seriously. Like she tripped and fell, almost gets her head run over by a cab, but the only thing that actually got hurt was her wrist.
You could say that she died right there.
Damn. Thematically.
Did she she shattered her wrist by falling on it, not
I think so.
by getting it run over.
Yeah, you wouldn't shatter it if you got it run over. Probably not. Yeah, she fell on it.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Her wrist got shattered, and like she got like a whole surgery put on her wrist and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like it makes like a clicky clack noise, and she's like, I hate it because I'm so old now.
She whatever.
You know.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It also talks about in the beginning, like, oh, we fucking meet Shadow Man, Henry.
Would you like to talk about who Shadow Man actually is? Like, where have we met him before? Who is this guy possibly?
The guy at the bar.
He was the guy at the bar doing like the Aragorn things, sitting in the corner being sexy and cool.
Like half in neon light, half in shadow. And you're telling me that she didn't actually like see him? Like she didn't see the half that was literally in the light?
I think she entirely saw him, but she was being mysterious to us, the readers.
To gaslight yourself so much to the point where the audience doesn't know what's going on. Unreliable narrator, bitch.
Dude, Sloane's
I don't fucking appreciate
around
it.
with a tank of gasoline that she keeps pouring on herself.
That's such a good, yeah.
Like literally the entire, well, not the entire book now, but like for the first half of this book, that's what she's been doing.
Well, she's kind of going back into it, and they bring it up later about like the thirst whenever they end up getting turned into vampires, but her neglecting that side of herself that loved living, because whenever she was going through her chaotic self as a way to make up for being called a slut, and then she decides that she wants to just be one because it's easier for her. She said how much she liked living and how she liked the hangover and she liked all that shit.
Yeah.
And then whenever they get turned and she's talking about the thirst, and they're like, if you don't quench your thirst, you're going to essentially malnourish yourself to death.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I saw it happening for her here, with like she's been neglecting who she really is in like this 14-year relationship and like her safety decisions, to where she's she's been dead this whole time. And so whenever she does die, Rachel
Harrison, she's got that shit in the bag. Thematic resonance.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a story about a woman who's dead inside but is alive, suddenly faced with an opportunity to be dead on the outside, but she comes alive inside. I'm assuming.
We read it. Well, we read these chapters.
That part, that change, yes. The part of her actually coming alive inside. Well, we haven't gotten to that yet.
Okay,
I'm assuming we will.
Whenever
that
she
sounds
ends up
natural.
Going away with Henry, we start to see that bit of herself.
Yeah,
okay,
like a little excited side of herself that, like, yeah.
It's absolutely so funny that whenever she is, like, watching the orgy happen, and you're...
I can relate to that entirely. That I'd feel like I'd get a cold shiver go down my back if I was just standing there fully clothed, and then suddenly there's a bunch of people on the... Oh, this living room has a bunch of pillows and blankets on the ground.
It's sunken in, too. Like it's sunken in
on the ground, and it literally...
Next to a
picturing
fireplace.
It looks like an octagon, not for MMA, but for sex. Like, it looks like a court, like an arena. It had so many of those little things I was pointing it to, being like, dude, people are going to exchange bodily fluids on that floor over there in a few moments. And Naomi just
popping in the middle of that shit. I'm wondering if there's actual couples or if it really is just like a free-for-all.
The way they describe the orgy later on, it is a free-for-all. They start swapping around.
Yeah, but I'm wondering that, like, I mean, we live in Portland. We know what polyamory is.
We know all about swapping around. Oh my god, no.
No. We just live in a place where polyamory is often talked about.
We observe it from the side like Sloan, and we get nervous.
Ian, let's not spread a narrative of something that we aren't.
None of this is true. I'm just hanging out.
Ian! My mom listens to this podcast.
Oh no.
No.
But I can relate to Sloane's character and the way she feels in that moment with all this stuff start happening. It's obvious that she goes off with the Henry guy to like be away from the situation, especially with the sexy British sounding man.
Does he not give you like Nosferatu wannabe?
He's like, no, Dracula. He's more Dracula to me because Nosferatu is a bald sack of a gross man with the mustache.
Okay, sure, Dracula, the sexy version of Dracula of like. I don't even say sexy version of Dracula, just Dracula, period, because Dracula is the sexy version of Nosferatu. From like the recent movies and TV shows?
I just mean historically as the characters themselves.
I think I just always read him as just a regular fucking dude.
Well, I mean...
But when I'm talking about Nosferatu, I'm talking about the new one. I'm talking about the way he talks to Lily Rose Depp, and he's like, I crave you, you want me. It's like
Suck my dick.
it's like the really like cringy pillow talk from someone that's way too old to be having sex with you. But because that was a pedophile movie. But I digress.
Oh, hot take from the both of us. We have talked about this before. Nosferatu sucks. The new movie. I don't like it. I
would love to do a Patreon where we only talk about horror movies. So if that's interested, let us know because I can be on the books.
We can go into full depth about the film Nosferatu of 2024. I think that's when that came out.
I will say that the only hesitation I have is that I try not to be a negative person, but I've got a lot of fucking negative things to say. And starting this podcast with a book of a certain hunger, I twitch by just fucking saying that name. And then we're going to
shiver down my spine.
And then we're going to start a Patreon. It's going to talk about, instead of horror books, it's going to be horror movies because since we're filmmakers anyway, it's easy to talk about it and analyze it and dissect it, blah, blah, blah. If we start with Nosferatu, people are going to see that
People are going to see that you're not a likable person. That's not true. No, look. We don't make Nosferatu the first episode of something like that. That's not our first conversation. We pick an actually good horror movie like Weapons, for example.
Yeah,
let's say that. Let's say we do something like that. It's horror. It's interesting. It pulls a lot of
I love that
interesting
shit.
themes.
That was a really good one.
We talk about Weapons. It's a fantastic movie. Almost a 10 out of 10 for me. Second episode, we do Nosferatu. And we dog shit that movie because it is, from a story perspective, I think it's a dog shit movie.
Okay.
Visually, incredible. And a lot of the things that they do, I like how I'm just straight up talking about it. A lot of the filmmaking techniques used in that movie by Robert Eggers is incredible. It's really well done. But the story itself is fucking dog shit, and it should have stayed in the past 100 years ago. It's not something that adapts to today. It sucks balls, I think. I don't care for it.
I am inclined to agree with you.
It's a pedophile rape movie that's glorifying the idea of pedophilia and rape.
Yeah. That's nasty.
Not something we need to keep telling.
Yeah.
Also, Dracula took that same kind of story, made it sexy, and made it cooler, and made it not about pedophilia and rape.
Also, on such a fucking side note, if we're talking about vampire movies that I can't fucking stand, Vampiros Lesbos, I know it's a cult classic.
That's also an ass movie.
Like, are they supposed to be lesbians? Are they not?
Maybe,
because they're not, because they're doing it
this
for
Patreon
a man.
thing.
You know
maybe
what?
we will, out of sheer fucking anger of really bad vampire movies.
Whoever just tunes into that, it's just a rage fest. It's like something that you listen to while you're at a rage room.
Then we do Twilight, and we're like, cinema. Cinematic masterpiece.
Masterpiece.
The color palette, it's blue and white the whole way through. It's lovely. Everything's shiny.
It's a choice. It's a commitment.
There's no red anywhere in this movie.
Speaking of red, going back to So Thirsty.
Back to this. I forgot we were talking about a book. Anyway, continue.
No. Okay. She's up there. We're getting inklings of who Sloane actually is.
She follows Henry away from the orgy and goes up to the conservatory, like, to put some context. And like they're having a chat there. He's playing that Edward Cullen vibe where he's like a sweet little guy that he's just like wanting to have a conversation, but he's so sexy and he has a fun laugh. Basically, we do learn a little bit more about her. Mainly that story that you just told us about, what happened to her in college and what cemented her in this kind of lifestyle. But then also like, Do you think we get a closer inkling of like what it is that she actually wants? Because she never does really tell us.
You know, I think it's one of those things where she doesn't actually know what she wants.
Yeah.
I think she likes the idea of freedom, but then to make that choice means to give up everything else that she has, and I don't think she's ready to do that. And I don't think Naomi's ready to do that either with what she said later on, or how she speaks about it later on, and saying, oh, good Lord, I have no idea where it is in this book. Okay, it's after they get turned. This is later on. After they get turned, they make the statement, and Naomi's being like, we need to change. This is a chance for us to change. It's the shifts in perspective that Naomi has versus Sloane.
Massive shift in perspective, yeah.
Yeah, but okay. If I get into that, we're going to end this real fucking soon.
No, let's save that for later. Okay, conservatory. Henry, the sexy, maybe a vampire, 100% probably a vampire, talking 100%. With Sloane. And Sloane, everything's screaming at her that this is a bad idea and this is not good. There's something wrong here. But this is also where the smut is.
This is like the tension buildup because there's an orgy going on downstairs. Cool, they're having at it.
There's slapping, sucking.
That's for half the people who want it. Crazy statement that you just said that. I heard it. We're gonna move past it.
Ignore what I said. We're not like recording it or anything.
No one's gonna hear this. It's fine. So, with this stuff. I forgot what I was going to say because I just kept thinking about it.
Stop, bro.
I'm sorry.
Okay, everyone's in the living room, slapping, sucking, slurping.
Ian. Oh, yes. Getting it on.
Like it sounds like someone's like just really eating a Big Mac downstairs with extra sauce. But 5 people are doing it.
This upstairs with Sloane and Henry.
Yes.
Is the actual this is what's getting me. The orgy show,
the conversation's
whatever.
Really interesting.
The tension between them, like, will they, won't they? Is Sloane actually going to get her shit?
The stuff he says to her is so funny.
It's so cringy in the way of like, oh, I could tell you the truth, but you wouldn't believe me. And she's like, go fuck yourself, bitch.
Not even that. Like right before he like looks at her and goes, "Who hurt you, baby girl?"
Princess,
who hurt you? And,
I will destroy them. Princess.
He literally does the Twilight thing where he looks at her and he's like, "You're an enigma. I can't figure you out. You're a puzzle.
God.
I usually can figure people out just by looking at them.
But
that
stereotype of like, you're not like other women. She doesn't go that route. Rachel Harrison does not go that route, but it's still just so fucking funny.
The lightest, like a sprinkling of salt, like a small bit of pepper of his vibe being like, you're not like the other girls in AP English.
Well, okay. Whenever they go back and sorry, I have to just jump ahead a little bit.
How dare you?
And after she gets turned and she's going to go talk to Joel and stuff, you find out that like before that, like Henry in the conservatory was like, "Oh, I watched you sleep." She's like, "No, you fucking didn't." Whatever. Later on, she finds out that was true. I wrote down that was like the parallel between like Joel not even fucking like messaging her to see if she's okay throughout the weekend because he's actively cheating on her. Meanwhile, like Henry's being like, "I watch you sleep, baby girl."
But you're missing a little detail there.
Yeah.
He said that like I watched you sleep, and she's like, "No, you didn't." He's like, "Yeah, that's right, I didn't because you weren't sleeping." Oh my god. Steam.
Also, whenever Eli's like kind of giving them the rundown about vampirism, like later in the car, and they're like, "We can't fly, but we can float, and only for a short time." Can you just imagine him like struggling to float?
I'm also wondering what the fuck does that look like?
No, because
oh damn it! I'm picturing what we do in the shadows.
No, that's literally what it is.
I'm picturing that floating. Like they struggled. They like levitate slowly. Like someone's using a crane to pull them up, and it's not pulling them up quick enough, and it's not oiled well, so like it's juddering up and down.
Yeah,
I'm picturing that.
Just imagine him like actively struggling,
like he's
trying to float next to the window,
there.
And he's like, I can just see his fucking hand on the window and like slowly coming down as he's shaking.
If they made a scary movie version of this, that scene is there isn't any wind or something that wakes up Sloane to look out the window. It's the sound of skin squeaking and smearing on glass because the guy can't hold still.
Well,
because
she was like, it only resembles a hand. It's like because he's actively shaking.
Bro was under duress trying to be up there.
Him and also just actively fucking telling her about everything. Obviously, she's not going to fucking believe you. And I think that's the point.
I think so. It sounds like to me that this might have not been the first time he tried to do something like this. He tried to...
Oh, because he's 500 years old or 592?
He said that. He's 592, and he has a name that he was given, but it's ugly, with an ugly history. First of all, yeah, that's badass.
It's
I get
Drogo.
You. Drago with an A.
Whatever.
Drogo?
Drogon.
Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones.
That's what I was thinking about.
His name's Dragon. Yeah, he does like the cool line where he's like, I don't like using that name because it has historical meaning and is used. I was like, is he Vladimir the Impaler or something like that? Is that what his deal is?
I
No,
don't think
he's
so.
not. It's just some fucking
I don't
guy.
think that's the way this book's going.
But I want to
Also-
believe that it's floating. It's delicate, like Invincible, for example, like
Yeah.
where they float up and stuff
Yeah.
gently because they're so powerful. I want to believe it's that, but I don't think it is.
In the sexy way, yeah, but not the way that I'm picturing. You're struggling to fucking float. It's kind of
I don't
giving
think
like
vampires
Jennifer's
should
body.
float. It turns you off immediately. You're like, what?
Do you remember like when Jennifer is like in Jennifer's body's like floating above the like levitating above the pool?
Yeah.
And like Needy's like, so, and she's like, you can't be happy, like you can't. What did I just
What?
say? You can't make me happy for anything, or like anything I do isn't enough for you. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of like what that gives.
So like an Evil Dead kind of way
Yeah.
for the horror factor.
Yeah.
Of it. Sure.
I don't think it's that scary.
I don't think. Okay.
I think
yeah.
it's more sexual than scary.
That's the thing. I don't. If they're pining that sort of motion to be sexual, you shouldn't do it. Make it just be a scary thing.
Oh, and the note about Henry being Eli's great uncle.
Oh yeah, he's
No
his
wonder
great
he's not
uncle.
participating in the fucking orgy. Also, I don't think the men are fucking. So
No. Oh,
Yeah.
they're straight.
I want to hope not, but we haven't gotten any inkling if there's like any queerness. Oh no, I mean Okay, sorry, I take that back because Naomi is fucking all the women down there.
Yes.
But I don't know if the men are, and I'm like, just do it. Why are you a
Just do
bitch
it. See
about
what
it?
happens. Also, write about it. Let me read about it.
Let me
Let me see. Give me detail. That's
give me
all.
a cliff notes and then give me the long
Give me
summary.
cliff notes, please. Do you think that Henry's telling the truth when like he's describing himself about what kind of person he is, and that it's just the same kind of person that Sloane is?
I actually
that they're
fully
the person
believe
that
it.
feel that he's
Yeah.
like that is. Because I don't believe it with a character like Edward in Twilight. That he's like he thinks that he connects to Bella so well.
He's
He likes
controlling in Bella. I've got my own fucking issues with that
I
book.
think he likes, for example, with
Yeah.
that whole fucking movie, he likes Bella so much because her blood smells amazing. Like it smells like crack to him.
Oh yeah, he's just
That's
pulled in by
it.
her blood. Yeah.
Or he can't read her mind also. That's another thing. I think it's that. It's because he can't control her. He wants to control her. That's the whole deal. I wonder what the deal is with this guy.
Similar but written better, and the characters are better.
Yeah.
That's the way that I see it. I do trust his version of it.
Yeah. So, no more mystery aside. Sloane and Henry, they just they just
they're
start
just
smooching
start
away
going at it.
hard, and then Sloane does the thing where she's like, "No, wait, I need a second," and he backs off and does like a sits on his hand sort of thing, because like he's restraining
I know
himself.
that that's supposed to be a sexual thing, but I'm like, ugh, brother, it's not that serious.
Ugh, calm down.
But I'm wondering if it's because he wants to eat her. So I was thinking this whole time, I'm like, are they luring them in? Like, was this like an eating fest? Like they fuck and then they eat their food? Like they play with their food?
No, that's the thing is that, okay, Ilya, after all this shit goes down, like a lot of shit goes down, especially like our little like monster of the week sort of thing.
Yeah.
Ilya says that like, no, it was supposed to just be innocent. They just wanted to have fun with them too, and then you guys could stay or you guys can go home, whatever you wanted.
See, that's what I'm wondering too. Is that like when
like there's a funny lightheartedness about them.
They are so lighthearted.
Oh, especially when it comes to the question of going to the car after a lot of stuff happens. That Ilya stops everybody. He says, "Here, wait, I want to blow snow off the driveway because I like to do it. It's my favorite thing." And then Henry's like, "It is his favorite thing. He likes to do it."
The sweetness that comes from them, it gets introduced so early on, and there's so much like care. And the only person that's actually maybe a little bit bitchy is Tatiana, but somebody in the group has to be.
Oh
and
yeah,
then
you can't just have everyone be agreeable.
Yeah,
about
and
it.
then also like Henry seems like to be like the leader of this coven.
He is, which is funny because he's only like almost 600 years old. Like
Well, how
he's
old's
the
the rest of
oldest
them?
one.
Whenever
No,
they
that's the thing. I
turn,
think
they say
about
that we haven't turned anybody in 100 years.
So they're not that much younger than him on
No.
the grand scheme of things. Because when I think about vampires and being ancient and stuff, I'm picturing like 1,500, 2,000-year-old vampires.
Yeah, but that's only because like it's more alluring if someone's been around for that long, rather than being like, oh, I'm a vampire. I'm like, if you're talking about like vampire years, I'm like 70 years old, and you're like, okay, my grandfather's 70 years old.
Right.
Like, who cares?
literally, I keep thinking about Twilight. Edward's character, he's like 90, and I'm like, oh wow. Also creepy.
Literally.
But that's weird that Henry's like he's theoretically, no one's actually said this information out loud yet, but like he is the oldest. It sounds like the leader of the pack, sort of. I wonder how old everyone else actually is, because if it's been 100 years since they last turned someone, are they all relatively around the same age? Like, are they all like a group?
I think probably Eli was like next.
Because great uncle's a kind of a big difference. That's like a generation and a half.
Yeah, so it's probably something like, and they all look to be like roughly the same age. So he was probably like sick, and then he probably got turned. I feel like that's probably the easiest way, because why not? But
the big thing, though, I do want to talk about is like the action, the thing that happens.
Yeah, go.
Okay, just to set up the context really quickly. While Sloane and Henry are smooching and everyone's, I hate to bring it up again, but everyone's sucking and fucking in the living room.
We're gonna
with
get
their
you a
orgy.
t-shirt.
We should. I don't think I'm allowed to wear that t-shirt unless we censor it or something.
Okay.
Tagline of the podcast. So, anyway, while those two events are happening, we keep hearing the topic of the cellar getting brought up. That there is groaning and shit from the cellar. Long story short, you said this earlier, that it is the owner of the home, whose name is Roger, I guess.
Yeah, he's a shit person.
A shit person because he's a vampire?
So, okay, let's run through it. Sloane is like, this isn't your guys' house. Like, she gets that inkling. She stops gaslighting herself. She's like, something's really, really wrong.
Oh,
she's
like a small thing. Ilya puts a record on the record player, doesn't know how to use it, and that's a fun way visually.
Yeah.
If visually, like, I can picture that happening. That Sloane looks at that and is like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You don't know how to use your own record player? And he's like, oh, it came with the house. How long have you been? Like, that was one of those little puzzle pieces.
So she runs down. She's like, we're fucking leaving.
Naomi's like, what do you mean we're leaving? Pops off whatever she's doing.
And not to like fix what you were saying, but she was on top, so
she could still pop off.
Okay, that was my bad. I shouldn't have furthered that.
You should not have asked me that.
So she runs down the hallway, runs past the cellar door, gets to the living room. She's like, "No, I mean, we're getting the fuck out of here. This isn't their house. I don't know who they are. We're gonna die." Catastrophizing everything. Naomi's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'm currently in the middle of sex. Let me continue having sex."
But Naomi starts putting on her clothes though. Which is a thong in her underwear. But like she's like, what are you talking about? Actually putting her stuff back on. Like she kind of
the quick tip too about having the thong on your wrist so that you don't lose it in the middle of an orgy. I'm like, all right, I'm loving who this is just as a character trait, because like she is actually super responsible for herself, but she's so easygoing that like she knows she can handle it.
You'd think she's irresponsible,
but she's not.
She's not.
Which is like why Sloane is so frustrating, because Naomi's actually not that fucking responsible.
Yeah.
Like she knows how to handle her own shit. So anyways, Sloane's like, let's go. Naomi's like, okay, let's go. In the middle of all of this, cellar door fucking springs open, and then you've got the Pale Man.
No one else. Not anyone else, but the lovely Slender Man. That's the way he's being fucking described.
Lanky, bones showing through skin, gray, like sunken in features. Like he really is they call him like a skeleton man. Like
I'm picturing like if anyone's seen Alien Romulus, like the last monster that gets
the sun.
The last monster. Fucking spoil me out, bro. But I was trying to just say the last monster that you see in that movie. That's what I'm picturing, without the tail and whatever.
He has a tail? He has a tail?
In that movie, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the Pale Man had a tail.
Roger the Slender Man, no.
And him like being like completely emancipated. Is that the right word?
I don't think so. What are you trying to say? Emancipated?
It's not emasculated.
I thought emancipated was like the kid thing that wants to be an adult early.
That's literally what that means. What am I trying to fucking say? Like whenever you're like sunken in.
It's not emancipated.
What the fuck am I trying to say?
What are you trying to say? Like, what are you sunken in? Like he's...
And it's not emasculated. It's malnourished. It's like along that line.
Yes, that is the key thing. Malnourished is a better word. Like the dude, all of his features are sunken in. His eyes are like bulbous and coming out of his fucking skull, and like like the guy looks like he hasn't eaten in weeks, and there's a very strong reason for that. He apparently is a vampire like like all these other people are. But he's of the kind that hasn't eaten anything or hasn't drank blood in weeks. And so it turns you into this thing. It's like, fuck, what is it called? Daybreakers?
I didn't watch that.
Ethan Hawke, no, Ethan Hawke is a vampire. And
oh, yes.
is it called Daybreakers, I think, that movie?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, that movie where Ethan Hawke is a vampire, and it's a world of vampires and humans kind of living together, but vampires took over the world.
And they have technology and stuff.
Yeah, and they drain humans, and like there's a whole problem. But then there's a problem if you don't drink blood in a certain amount of time, that you turn into like a monster thing. That's what this gave me the vibe of, that he turned into this thing that like
or like warm bodies.
Or like warm bodies, sort of.
No, but they turn into skeletons if they don't eat all the way.
Right, I forgot about that.
And then they become like really powerful, which is like ass backwards.
I'm like, because Roger, this vampire guy, he wasn't all that powerful. Like, because he was stumbling around and he looked like he was in an extreme amount of pain, but he was fast enough to, he's fast enough to attack somebody.
I'm wondering, he was crawling, right?
Yeah.
He was like on his back legs and he was screaming, Whenever he, they call him a feeder because he was a bad guy, which you don't know until later. But because like whenever they go to leave, they're like, what the fuck? No one's reacting except Sloane and Naomi. And they're like, we have to go. That was super
creepy, yeah.
Also, the difference
they're all just standing there. Not just that, they're all standing there naked.
Oh, and they don't care.
No.
Like, there's no awkwardness
Henry is
from their
dressed,
side.
though. He didn't, like, take off his clothes while everyone was in the middle.
He's like, everyone's naked, fine. I'll get naked. I'll join the party.
Imagine that scene's happening, like, Roger comes out, it's super scary, like, the humans, like, Sloane and Naomi are yelling about needing to leave, and then naked people are just standing there watching it happen. Henry walks in, and he's just taking his clothes off.
He said that he used to join in on the orgies and now he doesn't.
Because he's so sad and like he feels different.
He's like, it's empty. Sex is meaningless. I need someone to have sex with that
I need a princess.
I need a princess.
Exactly.
What about you, princess?
What about you?
Sloane.
Anyway, what was the point you were getting at?
Okay, well, I had a full thing to say before you interrupted me.
Sorry, I got excited.
So, whenever they're leaving, Sloane's like, man, fuck that dude. She's like, peace out. Sorry that they got you. They're not getting us. Goes to fucking leave him. Also, fucking props to her. Because she makes it a point. She's like, I'm not brave, but I'm not a coward.
Yeah.
And she actively makes the choice to leave that man, thinking that they've held him hostage. She's smart enough to fucking know that whatever they did to him, or what she thinks from her perspective, they're like, they can do that to me and I'm not doing that. And they're not getting us. And
but then we learned a little bit about Naomi with this, though.
Okay, this is the part where I did not fucking like her. It shows that she has more humanity than Sloane does.
Yeah.
Because she's more connected to everybody just emotionally.
In this scene, she literally goes to him.
Fucking stupid of her.
Yeah. She goes to Roger, the ugly Slender Man's zombie-looking guy. Mm-hmm. Goes to him and she's like, "Are you okay, sweetie?
Yeah.
Do you need some water?
Do you need some water? Do you want to come with us?"
Apparently she is that kind of person that she will find like an injured bird and will nurse it back to health. And like,
the man literally,
she straight up ignores anything anyone says. Like she will just keep doing that.
Even Henry's like, don't get too close.
Like don't.
And they're giving
you're
them
too
the
close
space.
to him.
The actual dynamic of all of the what was I gonna say? Coven.
Is it like coven of vampires or like a clan?
I think
Clan
it's coven.
Sounds like I want to say it's clan.
I don't think it is. I think it's coven.
I think you're wrong.
Vampire covens. We watched Supernatural for how long?
Yeah, but coven sounds like a witch thing, like a coven of witches. A clan of vampires.
You can look it up right now. Are you thinking clan because of sinners? Because there's a different type of clan that they bring up in that group too. We're going to ignore what I said? Hello?
We're both right.
Okay.
We can just say this group of vampires. This
coven of vampires.
Sure.
This coven of vampires, they actively are really open and they're really nice. And then like even in this crazy hectic area, and it's probably because they've just been alive for so long and they just deal with all this shit. Whenever the Pale Man comes out and is like luring them in by acting like a wounded bird, and Naomi like falls for it, they let them make the decision. They're even letting them go. They don't care. They're like, no, you're going to go, whatever. And I was like wondering if they were going to maybe stop them in like a different way, or like maybe Henry was going to stop them. But then whenever Naomi actively makes the decision to go help this wounded man,
She's even like, though, hello, sweetie, do you need some bread?
Even though Sloane's like, dude, leave him. And Henry's like, don't get too close, don't get too close. And then he fucking like mask drops, and he's like, you're getting way too fucking close. And then the pale man gets her, pulls her in, starts chomping on her neck.
Like, it was, the way that was written was so visceral. It's like he bangs her head on the floor twice, rolls her around, and does like, I picture like the Nosferatu way of doing it, like of biting on her neck, like immediately. It's a full-on horror scene, and then Sloane starts hitting him with an iron poker over the back and on the neck repeatedly. Practically, technically should have killed him.
The amount of times that she like penetrates his skin and like rips open his like dry, like stretched skin, and it does nothing to him.
His fucking like floor lamp skin, floor lampshade skin.
It kind of opens up that side of Sloane that we haven't seen yet, because we've seen her catastrophize, we've seen her overthink everything, but that idea that, well, at the end of it, you wouldn't do anything, because even whenever bad shit's happening, you do gaslight yourself out of it. It wasn't until...
Which is totally normal for her, but yeah.
For her character. Yeah. And Henry was saying that there's this unpredictableness to Sloane that draws him in so close to her anyways. And I think that's whenever the audience actually starts to see who Sloane is. Yeah. Because we hear her inner monologue, but her actively fighting for Naomi's life does show that unpredictableness that we haven't seen yet.
Well, her fighting didn't last that long, because she gets grabbed and bitten by fucking the Slender Man. And it's a lot nastier, apparently, than what happens to Naomi, because he just, like, rips Naomi's neck and like drinks out of there. Yeah. No, he rips Sloane's leg to shreds and is all rabid and stuff. And then this is the part I'm not clear about that I wanted your input to see if it was clear for you. Okay, that happens, right? The pale man, I'll start calling him that now too, bites onto Sloane's leg, ripping her up, drinking her blood, and she's like, "I'm being killed! Yeah. Oh my god, I'm being defeated!" Henry comes in and then grabs the pale man by the neck and pulls him off. What does he do to him?
He rips his head off.
Oh, yeah. Is it bad that I don't know why when I read that page, I didn't register that or read that. I was just like. I was like, Henry pulls him off. Pale man disappears. We don't. No one talks about him again.
They literally step over his head after they turn.
See, yeah, I read that part and I wrote that down in my notes. I was like, his severed head.
Yeah,
like he's like a soccer ball around there, and it's like so grotesque and stuff. Okay, cool, but how did that happen?
No,
and I thought his head got ripped off then, like when Naomi or someone kicked it. Like it kicked his head off. That's what I thought. So you're saying Henry went and grabbed him by the neck and ripped his head off?
Yeah, his like skin stretched, and then the pale man's head laid in front of Sloane, and then she saw like this black vial like drip out of his head.
Like it wasn't blood.
It wasn't blood. It was something different. And
see, I read that part now. Yeah, something about it in my head, the way I read that, like, that didn't click for me. Okay, crazy. So he just went and did that. Just popped him like a cork.
And then Sloane's like, dude, we're dying. Can you please help? And
he's like, I could help you, princess, but, like, you have to choose for yourself because it's kind of a fucked up scenario. But technically, do you want to live forever?
I do, like, it's under false pretenses because they don't know, but he told her. It's
under false pretenses, but it's totally circumstantial, though. Like,
yes,
I do think that it's
literally the fucking...
I almost want to believe that this was not supposed to be the plan at all. That maybe this could have been offered to them maybe at the end of the night. Be like, dude, we had all this great sex together and we're all dripping wet. Do you want to stay? Do you want to stay? There's a condition that we can tell you about, but you guys have to be cool about it.
They do make it a point to say that. I'm wondering that whenever they met at the bar, Henry clocked Sloane immediately.
Yeah.
Told Eli to go make friends with Naomi to like feel it out.
Oh, I can see that happening, yeah.
And I'm like, well, if you do it from that perspective, that makes this a lot more fucking creepy because Henry's a creeper and a stalker. Because that's the way that I'm reading it.
That's also, you can't run away from that when you talk about vampire stories in general, because bro's going to be some hundreds of years old preying on some, like, 30-year-old.
She's 36. She turns 37, like, the next day.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a full-grown woman. That's not...
Are you trying to say that she's old? She's ancient? Shaela.
I'm saying
36?
Her frontal lobe is fucking developed. Not an 18-year-old with like a 500
Shout
year
out
old
to
vampire.
Twilight. But anyway.
I'm shouting out Vampire Diaries.
Also,
Them
shout
literally
out that.
fucking 17-year-olds.
That's actually horrible. Anyway.
Yeah. Their body's 17, but their mind is like 200. Get the fuck out of here.
Do you know what that is really refreshing about this book? That this is happening to grown women.
Grown women who are married but have chosen not to have children.
Yeah,
I'd like to say
they
I
bring
feel
that
represented.
Up. It's like I fuck with this.
Yeah.
I like their vibes.
Rachel Harrison's pretty good at doing that. I like the no children aspect for the lead women characters.
I feel like if that was a subplot of some kind, be like, oh no, I'm a vampire now. What do I do about my kids? I don't fucking care.
Oh,
like,
it's
that's
actually
not something I'd want to read about.
Well, I think it is pretty interesting.
Okay, that's personal. Okay.
No,
sorry,
I'm not
that's
saying
personal
I'm not
opinion.
saying that, but I'm saying that once your kids hit your age, you can turn them.
No, I mean like the subplot of like her having to deal with that now at this point in time. I don't feel like that needing to happen.
Yeah, but I think that like whenever you bring kids into the situation, it really does like lock down. It doesn't really. You can still make the decision off of what you want. But I'm saying there are more hoops that you have to jump through because she didn't leave Joel anyways.
Yeah.
Until this happened. But anyways,
that's what I'm saying. It's like obstacles I don't really feel like.
He gives her the choice. She's like, yes. I'm also thinking.
She doesn't know what he's talking about for like 2 whole pages, but then she's like, I'll do whatever, man. Just please, something.
I do think that they would have offered them the roles, by the way, if they wanted to join in on the coven.
You think what?
I think they would have offered them. It had the orgy gone well.
Everyone's satiated. That's what I was saying too. That I think that
because they were
could have been a possibility.
Like you could have stayed, like you could stay or you could go, and that was before they got turned.
Yeah.
And so that's why it was on the table already, because otherwise they just would have ate him.
Yeah.
If that wasn't the option, like I don't think that they did it as a saving grace. I think they already had it in their head, and then if they said no, who's going to believe them? And then if they said yes, now they have 2 more people.
Yeah, if they wanted to eat them, like you were saying, that would have been over so quickly. Like the demonstration of power and just sheer violence that these things, vampires are capable of, it would have happened the second they walked in. There would have been no chance.
Well, but then they also talk about how they're not violent. And they say, and they're not the bad guys. And Roger, the pale man, is a bad guy because they call him a feeder.
I can't wait to learn more about what that means.
I don't think they go into it.
Well, fuck. Okay.
Because they talk shortly about, they might later on, like in the 3rd episode, but they talk about how they've known Roger for some time and that he was a bad guy. And
so it sounds like they stayed with him for a while and they're like, dude, this guy kind of fucking sucks. Or like come and like
visit him like casually, and then he probably, like, it seems like they only feed from blood bags.
Yeah.
To like show their humanity side, I guess. And then you've got Roger, who probably live feeds on humans
and kills people
and kills people for it. And then you have, because they also don't have fangs, but we'll get into that. And so they probably like travel around here and there and then come back to him. And then this last time that they came back to him, they were just like, "You're being a piece of shit. We're gonna just lock you up," because you have to feed for like, you can't have fed for weeks to start feeling the malnutrition side. Yeah. Okay. They turn.
I do love that before it all happens, Naomi does get to say one last thing to Sloane, which was nice that like she recognized that. She looks at Sloane, like gasps like weakly because she's actively dying. That like, don't forget to say I told you so. Like admitting, like in that last moment, admitting to Sloane, damn bitch, you were right. This is shit.
Well, but then Sloane still does. Even if Naomi hadn't had said that, Sloane still would have saved both of them. I think Sloane was going to make that decision anyways. I think Sloane constantly saying that she like didn't want it, like she wanted to die or she didn't want to continue aging or blah, blah, blah. And then now she's faced with a life or death situation. She's like, okay, I don't want to die. I don't know what this is, but I'm going to make sure that I'm saving Naomi, because it's easier for them to focus on them, like on each other than to focus on themselves.
Oh, and in that moment, like she doesn't know what this is, but she wants to save them. They take them outside in the snow. They're all still naked, by the way. Like the vampires.
So they must be like heat regulated.
Like he, in some way, and Sloane even has the line where like she's watching them start their ritual around her, which is like going to involve blood and cups and stuff, and she's like, "Is this still a sex thing? Like what?"
Oh my god, is this a sexual blood ritual?
It was like what? What's happening?
the way that I did like that though, that they had this ritual.
Yeah, they used like these, like it sounded like she was describing the thing that they used to get maple syrup out of trees.
Yeah.
Smaller versions of that.
Yeah.
They literally jammed them into their necks.
Just Sloane.
Oh, just Sloane, because Naomi was already primed
Yes.
and prepared. And they sucked both of them dry, apparently.
I
Or
don't
to the
think
point.
it's dry.
I don't know. Were they doing the classic vampire thing where it's like you have to swap blood for you to turn?
Oh, I actually don't.
That's what I think they were doing.
So maybe I think you're right.
Because afterwards they give them a cup of blood to drink, and then that's when Sloane's like going, dude, this whatever I'm drinking tastes like crack right now.
No, I think she was drinking her own blood. I think they have to drain their own. Like that's why he put it in the spile into her neck, put it into the cup. Then they drain her, and then he takes the metal plate out of her wrist, breaks her wrist back into place so that it heals properly. Because it sounds like I was
going to ask you about that because I was like, why is he doing that? Because he goes, all this stuff's happening, and he goes for her wrist, and he like annihilates the bone in her wrist and like rips out the metal plate and all this stuff. And I was just as confused as Sloane was. I'm like, why is he doing that? It's to heal her wrist properly.
Yeah, because it seems like they have healing abilities.
Yes, they
and
do.
Had it have stayed in there. Did you ever watch Old?
I didn't end up seeing that movie. No.
So spoiler: one of the women try to climb out of that little like
the bay that they're in.
She's a rock climber, so she decides to free climb over the rock cliffs.
Hell yeah, that only ever goes well.
Well, she's experienced, but she's literally aging by the second. And so she climbs up to try to escape that little area because that area is contaminated. That's what's making everybody old. She falls. Everyone thinks she's dead. Whenever they go through the caves to try to escape, she's in the caves and she's like crawling, but all of her bones are broken and they healed broken. So she's like absolutely mutilated. But she's still like, but all of her bones have healed.
Wait, it healed because of the passage of time?
Yes. So it's like if you were to break your arm and then
you never set it in place and it did heal.
Then it would heal. Yeah, it'd heal in that like twisted angle. So and it's
I should see that movie.
It's a really bad movie. But she's like crawling through the cave and she's like on her back and she's like crawling with her elbows and her knees, but all of her limbs are broken and her neck's broken. But she's not dead. Because like everything
but she's like a scarecrow.
But she's like and she's just like crawling back and like trying to like get to them because she's in agony, but she's still alive.
Yeah.
That's kind of that's why he took that out to like prevent that from happening because it could have healed badly.
And it was a thing that she complained about literally in their conversation in the conservatory. Like she was like, God, my wrist does clicky clack because I broke it.
Which I thought was a fun way to bring that back. I thought that was like a nice way because everything that Harrison keeps talking about gets brought back in a different way. And now that's kind of like...
I'm loving how that's happening. That every little loose end and stuff is like getting tied back into the story. That's writing.
Well, it's also the parallel of her leaving her old life behind. So her broken wrist connected her to a safe life. And now her wrist is no longer shattered or clicky or there's no problem with her wrist. So now she's free.
Yes.
From those decisions. So I thought that was pretty cool.
But moving on, what do you think of like the way that they describe them as vampires now? How Rachel Harrison describes the idea of being bloodthirsty and like the wanting blood and what it's like when they drink it. I really like the way that was described because I don't think at least I haven't seen in movies or books or anything yet so far. Because I don't read too much on on vampire stuff or supernatural things. But the way she describes them drinking blood and what that's like, I thought was really cool because it's literally like the stuff is crack.
I don't really see it as crack. I see it as a way.
Like crack. I mean, like it's like you're drinking the most amazing thing ever, and it's filling you with warmth and happiness and joy, and it is absolute nectar of like the gods.
It's one of those things where it just makes sense because of how many vampire movies that I watch, where it's the only thing that's gonna, Interview with a Vampire, they do the same thing. And the reason that you don't turn kids is because kids never get over that feeling. And it's not like as a vampire
and it
you
is
ever,
like a drug to them.
It can be because there's, I guess, the way that it fucks with your hormones, but I guess when you're a vampire it's different. But it's that same idea where kids, or sorry, not kids. It's the same idea where it's that drug that kind of keeps you grounded because it's the thing that keeps you alive. And because you're already dead, you constantly need it to be alive. So that's kind of the way that I connect the thirst of like, it's your lifeline to living.
Yeah. And I just really like the description because I'm like, of course, vampires would be like this, and that it's such a battle for them that it's not that easy for them to just be immortal, be sexy, be muscular, strong, and all that stuff.
That's why I'm wondering if their bodies change too, because they heal. So I'm like, are they in their peak condition?
But there's a problem. That's the one thing that I love is that they learn about the rules of vampirism with this, is that some of the rules and stereotypes and rumors about it are true. Most of them aren't.
Whenever it's a vampire novel, you have to lay out the ground rules.
Yeah.
As the audience, we need to know.
Yeah.
But before we get into the ground rules of their vampirism, the one thing that I absolutely fucking loved, I underlined it, wrote fucking love that next to it, was once they turned and Henry was talking to Sloane, Henry goes, I know I'm not saving you, but I'm giving you all the time in the world to save yourself.
That's thematic. And so to make sure I understand that clearly, that's him basically saying that, like, by making you a vampire, I'm giving you the opportunity, literally of a lifetime, to make yourself in the person that you want to be.
Yeah, figure out who you are and stay by it.
To figure out who you are. Because she says that. She goes like, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I want.
And it's not him trying to fix her, which I think that's the smutty part of this book, is to be seen and to be loved for who you are unconditionally, because she gets that from Naomi. But
what
then
a wholesome book reading.
But the sexiness of it, that yearning that people love for, especially with this book, is Henry being that. Because the best thing whenever it comes to heterosexual relationships in books, and that thing that turns everybody on when reading it, is the fact that, like, you have that man that will do anything for you but give you the space and respect your decisions. Exactly. Because no one gets that enough in the real world, I guess.
Nope.
No.
So we love to read it in books.
So we love to read it. Yeah.
Love to read it. Yeah, I do like that.
What do you think about Naomi's response to waking up and being like, damn, that sucks? And then someone's like, stop making a pun. She was like, I didn't mean to, but that is kind of funny. And then waking up and then being like, holy shit, are you fucking serious? Like, we're actually vampires, which is crazy that they're already like vampires live in the world. Like, never say zombie in a zombie movie.
I could never, because like that's always a thing where it's like, you have to make a choice of like, has zombies never happened in this world? Did vampires never happen as like a fictional term, so that you come up with this thing? But then it always comes off as like either the author or the filmmaker or whoever's making this story. It's like they come off as pretentious because they get to come up with the terms of this thing, and they avoid with all their might of saying like the stereotypical things about this thing, and they go, it's a new phenomenon that we're discovering. The characters have no idea what it is. I get to lay out the ground rules. Yeah, but us as the audience, we all know about this stuff. Yeah. So I do like this perspective where it's like everyone knows about vampires. They know about the stories and the Draculas and stuff. So when it happens to them, they're like, so we can like turn into bats, I'm assuming now, right?
Eli being like, sadly, no.
He's like, regrettably, you cannot.
He's like, I don't know who came up with that, because that would have been sick, but we can levitate very shittily.
Very kind of, sort of, maybe. But
kind of,
Sloane,
sort of, maybe,
but
whatever.
not Sloane, Naomi. It made sense that she snapped back into what her character is, like that bubbly, extroverted person. That was very quickly
really
accepting.
Fast.
I mean,
you kind of have to.
She's that kind of person, though, to quickly just accept the conditions of her new reality, and because she feels okay, except for her still being really thirsty, her wanting blood and stuff, and then the vampires going like, we can help you with that. There's a system. The
contrast is nice. It's one of those things where I'm like, all right, Sloane, can you just fucking follow Naomi? I understand Rachel Harrison. I always want to say Harrison does really well at writing two opposite sides of the spectrum, and you have to listen to both because someone's thinking something. So it's like everyone can kind of relate to this. Yeah. It's well written, but it is like, Sloane's so fucking annoying, dude. Like, Naomi's
dude,
with it. She's
it's like, get with the program
Naomi's
already.
also being like, listen, I also don't want to fucking stay here forever, but we need to know how the fucking rules work. Like, where are we going to get our blood? And Sloane's like, we can just fucking figure it out. We can go.
So we'll figure out. We just need to get out of here. You've said that 45 times since you've been in this house, but now something dramatically changed. Get with the program and understand how this works before you make... oh my God, that is Sloane's biggest issue. Maybe not her issue, but like she confesses that she's not obsessed with disasters like the Hindenburg, like Chernobyl and stuff. The thing that she's obsessed with is the one final critical decision or choice that gets made that takes you to catastrophe or takes you to success.
And that's
she's
the way that
obsessed
she
with that.
sees this.
Huh?
That's the way that she sees this, but Naomi doesn't see it that way.
That's my problem with Sloane, though, is that she understands that choices matter a lot, but refuses to make a good choice or refuses to make a choice that could possibly benefit her in the terms of like, if she cares so much about Chernobyl and she cares so much about all these big disasters that happen, wouldn't she want to have more information about making a better choice? It's
decision paralysis where you overthink it into oblivion and now you're just into circles of what ifs.
But she's doing that that's my thing. She's doing that without bothering to try to receive information to inform her choice.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm a vampire now. I don't know what to do. These sexy dudes are like, we can tell you all about that. And she's like, no, I can't figure it out. I don't want you to tell me anything. I need to leave because I need to figure out what I have to do. It's that. That's my annoyance with her, which is why I'm liking Naomi in this scene, because she's like, all right, I'm going to take some notes. What?
She's like, I would like some coffee, please, with some blood in it. Thank you.
That's a little fun. Where like Ilie is making them coffee in a French press and stuff, and he's like, we don't make coffee with milk, you know. And someone's like, wink. Oh my God, what the fuck? And Naomi's like, yeah, that makes sense. It's blood, isn't it?
Because yeah, it's almost ridiculous how well adapting Naomi is.
Yeah.
The quickness of it and the so matter-of-factness. I honestly, though, too, think that it's probably because since Sloane is overreacting, she has to. She might not have the luxury to react the way that she wants to because Sloane is already overreacting. Though, I do think that if she did, they would swap.
Swap as in like...
Swap as in like, if Naomi actually started to lose it, Sloane would then get her shit together, which she does at the end of 18.
There you go. Okay. And that part there in the kitchen with like they're having coffee, yeah, we do get a little bit from what I was saying earlier that like this wasn't the plan. They were going to be nice about it. And then Iliad offers to take them home, and then he does.
No, it's actually so it's so refreshing to read.
It's so refreshing to read it that it's like, we're not in danger anymore. All right, guys.
But they were never in danger.
Nope. I guess not.
Sloane catastrophized it to make it Sloane making the bad decision.
You bitch.
Sloane thinking that Naomi was the reason that they put in this position, but it was actually since Sloane didn't go along with it. It then riled up the Pale Man, Roger, to get out of the basement. And had that she just trusted Henry and the group, they would have protected them against that, and they wouldn't have been in that fucking position. But then it's fair, though, because she doesn't know that.
I know
that. I know that. Okay. Moving on. To vampire rules.
A last little thing. Yeah. I do like that Naomi does tell Sloane that she's like, dude, this could literally be like our chance to like to have a destiny, to like have purpose in our life. Yeah. We could be hot women forever. Like she does have that little moment. Which I did like.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. I brought it up and then I didn't finish it. But the perspective difference of Sloane being like, this is the choice that brought on our catastrophe. Yes. And Naomi being like, this is the chance that's giving us our freedom. We can leave the fucking men behind that we got so caught up in and that we made like the safe decision. Because that was technically Naomi living for her rock star boyfriend was her version of a safe thing, because she didn't have to worry if she was going to fail or not, because if her boyfriend failed, then so what, so be it. But because it wasn't connected to her directly, it was a safe decision, which is kind of the way that I see that, which is why she still feels trapped, even though it's on the opposite side of that spectrum compared to Sloane.
And now she's totally free, or she's trying to be.
And her viewing it that way is nice to just fucking see it. And then the fucking vampires being like, no, you can go. Well, we're here. It's like, let us know.
We'll be here for a few more days.
Yeah.
If you want to dip, though, you can. Here's like and then the quick ground rules. They don't get set on fire when they're in sunlight. Sunlight doesn't kill them, but it's like their eyes are dilated. They're super sensitive to it.
I like that. I also think it's funny that they don't have fangs. They can't fly.
It's just
they don't
their
turn
teeth.
into bats. They don't. It seems like they don't have like mind reading powers. They do have strength.
They are strong and they're.
I'm assuming they're
vaguely fast.
Yeah.
Like well, the way Sloan describes it is like they're there 1 second and then they're not, or they're not there and then they are there suddenly. Like it.
I wonder if that's because they don't drink fresh. Like I wonder how strong a vampire is if they drink fresh.
Right. Oh, and that's the thing. Human blood is like the cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is just some kind of synthetic crack.
It's like fentanyl laced crack.
Yeah, that's basically
like
they
it's
could
rancid.
drink animal blood, but it tastes like piss. Apparently, human blood is the shit. It's the gourmet.
Oh,
French...
and they can drink coffee and they can eat normal food,
but they do have to have blood at some point, or else they turn into fucking Roger.
Yeah, and that takes a couple weeks.
Oh, they said like a few weeks, like a month.
It's super mellow.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, man, it's just this.
Which is probably why they're just like chill about everything.
Like, just relax.
We're all vampires. I'm also wondering, and they stop aging.
Yes, they stop aging. Problems. Oh, Sloan mentions that there's always like a knot in her neck. She does not feel it anymore, and she's had that for years.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and they don't. Yeah, so they don't die naturally. So now the only way to die is, I'm assuming,
by getting their head ripped off, or someone killing them, or them literally starving themselves from blood or something.
Yeah, because they can't get hurt by like stakes and stuff like that either.
Oh yeah. No wooden stakes, crucifixes
no
isn't a thing.
theatricalness, like really grounded.
Garlic, no.
Yeah.
Oh, they can. Oh yeah, they're like, you can enter people's homes, if you're polite about it.
Like it's like you don't need permission, but do be polite.
Like do be polite. I love that. That's funny. Mm-hmm. And yes, no turning into bats, unfortunately, which isn't like a thing in a lot of vampire stuff. It's only really like in Dracula.
In Vampire Diaries, the older brother Damon can turn into a crow, and he does in the books often, and they only ever show it in the pilot. And then I guess they thought that was going to be too much money, so then they didn't shoot it ever again.
For that time period, like for the early 2000s, yes, that is a lot of money.
Yeah, but I think they used a real crow. Yeah,
they used a real crow.
I think so. Yeah.
Why a crow?
I don't know.
It's bats.
I guess a raven would have been better.
No bird, a bat, because of the vampire bats.
Sure, yeah, I guess.
Like what? He could just turn into like a fish.
If you were a vampire, what, out of all the lore that comes with it, is there like a particular power that you would want?
From the vampire stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, jokingly, I almost wanted to say I wanted a sparkle like the Twilight vampires. I'm just kidding. Oh no, it would be like the strength, I guess.
I think I'm going for speed.
The speed.
I don't want to read people's thoughts. I really don't. I don't have that in me.
Oh, another thing though that is apparently true from vampire lore and stuff. They don't have reflections.
Oh my god, I almost fucking forgot about that.
They don't. Because Sloan and Naomi do make it back to the cabin, and they get dropped off by Ilya, and he cleans his hands. He's like, all right, boys.
They're like,
you got my number. We're around. Leaves them. Naomi's panicking because like she's super thirsty and like she doesn't feel well, but Sloan is being able to push that down. But then they find out that they don't have reflections, and they have a moment where it's the morning. They're back at the cabin. They're both covered in blood and they look fucked up, and they're like, "What the fuck happened to me last night, man?" They have that moment, and then story-wise, a lot of big stuff. Not a lot of big stuff. One big thing.
We're not going past that. I've got other shit to say.
All right, I'm sorry, sir.
Okay, I was going to talk about the irony about the reflections.
Yes.
About Naomi loved her reflection and now can't have it, so she's giving up that piece of herself to be free.
Yes.
So I was going to be like, okay, that's a fun thing. But then also, Sloan being upset by her reflection, and now she aches for it.
Yeah.
Well, bitch.
You don't know what you have until it's gone, girl.
Well, and like she's like saying that like she misses the forehead wrinkle. Also, I'm like, okay, thinking back to all the sexiness of like Tatiana, of Miri, of Eliza, and was Miri the one that was like French and short with the bob?
Yes.
Stunning, absolutely love it.
I can picture it.
I want to know how they all like got ready because they were all like perfect. That's the one thing I would be pissed about because I do like looking at myself in the mirror.
Okay, I hope this comes up. I'm willing to bet on it that they are each other's mirrors and like they get ready by someone else telling them, like they're getting ready, putting on makeup in front of someone else, and they're like, "You missed a spot."
Well, I'm wondering if like makeup's even like a part of the regimen, because like they don't. Okay, their skin's obviously good. People don't always wear makeup for like flawless looks. They do it as like a creative endeavor. So I'm wondering, like, do they not feel the need to do that creative endeavor, or do they let their friends do it?
I think they don't need to because they all probably do look like stunning and gorgeous and stuff. And I think it's the same thing with Sloane and Naomi. I bet they look crazy right now.
I know, but I'm saying like, but like you don't,
like they had
you no
an
longer
Instagram
have
filter on, like,
but you no longer have that like creativeness to like do your makeup the way that you want to and explore that way. So that does kind of suck.
Kind of annoying.
Whatever. And they have all the time in the world too, so they could have experimented with everything.
Can they take pictures of themselves? Is that a thing?
No, I don't think so. Oh. I think reflections in general are no longer, because in a camera what's in the camera, like in the lens, it's like what? It's a mirror.
It's a collection of mirrors being reflected into a sensor.
So no.
And theoretically, that sensor can't take a picture of you either. Well, wait, phones do. It's all digital.
Okay, I will not be getting into that because I have no idea.
That does not matter at all.
What'd you think about her finally fucking calling Joel out on his shit?
I did like that a lot. I'm like, dude, finally stand up for yourself. Blow that hair away from your face and say, Joel, fucking fuck you. Oh, I almost didn't even want to bother reading about what he says back to her because it's so simple and straightforward and obvious about his, like, what are you talking about? We can work on it. Let's talk. I can work on it. And no, I'm the bad guy. I'm wrong. I made a mistake. I won't do it again. And then someone's like, that's like the third time you said that, though.
Third time that she knows about, and she says that.
Yeah. She says that to him. He's like, you literally said that the last time. What's different?
Oh, also,
the fact that I caught
him
you?
Not even like caring about her feelings, but more so that nobody else in his family or circle has been divorced. It has nothing to do with her. He has a little bit of that
dynamic that she does, where he doesn't want to break apart the picture, like the picture perfect look that he believes that he has. She was the same. Mm-hmm. Like she was doing the same exact thing of like, I don't want to break apart this picture that I have of my husband. I don't want to get divorced and cause messes. I wonder if she kind of got some of that personality from him.
I think that you definitely surround yourself with the people that you want to model yourself after. So probably, exactly. Yeah.
Because like he was always like a blank canvas, like an ordinary thing for her. Like there wasn't anything special about him.
She probably even sought out that he would never get a divorce, regardless of what happened.
Yeah.
Because I mean, she probably didn't think that that was like infidelity in the future, but I think that she was like maybe relating that more to her, to be like, okay, well he'll never leave me because he doesn't believe in divorce.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking proud of her.
I was so done with that shit. I also love that she finally does open up her present from him. It's AirPods.
Dude.
Which also, it's so thematically perfect of like, yeah, it's the fucking most random ass thing. No thought behind it.
It's ordinary. Yeah, it's nothing. Like, no note, no nothing.
No note or anything.
You can engrave AirPods now. He doesn't even do that.
I thought you could always do that. Like one of my iPod Nano that I still have has an engraving on the back. That was 2009.
I'm talking about AirPods though.
And it's newer.
Okay.
So it should have been done.
All right. When I got my brother AirPods 2 Christmases ago.
Did you have an option to engrave it?
I did, and that was the first time I ever saw it. And I was like, that's amazing.
I'm pretty sure the first AirPod, you could probably do that too.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Move on. People are going to stop listening to us.
I know. I would have stopped listening.
You're like, who is this fucking couple just
like,
bickering?
Can they fucking stop talking like children and saying princess? Anyway.
I will never stop saying that.
I'm not going to stop, by the way. You literally can't.
Someone will listen to this. Hold me down and choke me. I'm not.
Jesus Christ. Where did that come from?
The soul.
Your soul. That was deep.
Thank you.
I do like that now that she's done with him and she's like, take care of my peach tree. Goodbye, Joel. And he's
that was such a one-liner. That was a
one-liner. And then I love that when she's hanging up, you do get it in the book. It's written out that he's like, the peach tree? What are you talking? And then she hangs up. I do take this as like it's a no going back moment. She's taking this as, okay, it's time to accept my new life and try to move forward with what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
New steps.
Yeah.
But Naomi's gone.
Which was a ticking time bomb. She kept saying, she was like, dude, I'm so thirsty. And she said
Sloane,
what?
What? She said so, like the title?
Sloane treating Naomi like a fucking like shitty husband, being like, you'll get over it. let's just go do this because she's focusing on what she wants to focus on and like neglecting Naomi's needs, and then it come around to bite her in the ass. They're essentially a couple. Essentially, like, come on, all best friends are. Yeah, she's gone. Footprints out in the snow, fucking taking her further and further away.
Yeah. And, I mean, we do see in this that Henry did say before they were leaving, he was like, yeah, you guys can probably take care of yourself, but that one, like pointing at Naomi, like, can she rein herself in?
Oh, and yeah, Sloane's going back through that argument in her head, and she's like, no, obviously she can't fucking take care of herself, which upsets me.
Which the thing is, she can, but I think what he means is like her
self-restraint,
her self-restraint or self-control. Not like saying like, oh, she's probably a little girl, huh? She doesn't know what's best. No, it's that. It's like, can she have the self-restraint to hold herself down? Because Sloane does, but it's from a self-deprecating and self-shitting way.
I don't think that you can be so adapting and have a high level of self-restraint. Because if you're so adapting, it's because you have this amazing ability to be able to provide happiness for yourself, because you don't have so much self-restraint that prohibits you from overthinking what's going to make you happy.
I'm seeing it's like a filter. Like you have a really good filter that it doesn't matter what comes in, the stuff that comes out is going to work.
Yeah, but
so you will accept anything, and you will.
But that caveat of like, if you like having a power, but then you have a negative aspect of that power because you have that power, like turning invisible, you have to take your clothes off. So you have to be naked.
Unless like you like the Fantastic Four, like you make a suit that can
right,
do like, but if you don't have that,
but you don't. So
yeah,
going on that, her adaptiveness is undermined by
her weakness
of self-restraint.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hence the rabbit.
So yeah, Sloane goes after her into like the woods next to like their cabin, follows the footsteps, sees blood on the ground, and she's like, I could get on my knees and drink that shit right now, basically. But no,
she gets off on rejecting herself of happiness.
I'm pretty sure she does.
Sloane's like, oh my god, that's so fucking awesome. I can turn myself away from that right now.
But what you just said though about like Naomi creating her own weakness because of something that was giving her strength, it's working in this way in favor of Sloane. That she had this weakness, which was self-rejection, self-loathing, that turns into a slight superpower of she can at least kind of restrain herself from trying to immediately kill someone and drink blood.
Yeah, but she's the one that's like boring and never really getting to like fully live. Hence why she's fucking perfect for Henry.
Perfect for Henry, but it's why it's working for her in this moment, which is like the getting used to your surroundings and used to the new reality.
And swapping the roles with Naomi. Now Naomi's lost it, and now she has to get her shit together.
Yeah.
So like what I was just saying.
Yeah.
Does she join in on eating the rabbit?
No, she doesn't. So she finds Naomi. Naomi is like eating something with blood and stuff, and it's a rabbit. But Naomi's like, they're right. It tastes like piss. I hate that. It's not enough. But like, it was satiating enough.
I don't think so. I think she's about to fucking lose it. No, she still
thirsty. She's still thirsty.
Yeah, I couldn't help it. She says, I was thirsty. I'm still thirsty. Still so thirsty.
From the way and that's how the chapter ends.
That's how
the way that she describes it, I wrote a note here like, dude, this level of Naomi, like her character right now, she'd get addicted to crack like that. Immediately.
She actively was planning to do drugs that night.
Oh, but she said cool, expensive drugs.
Oh, high quality.
Heroin.
No, I'm thinking cocaine.
Probably cocaine.
I don't think any of the ones that... No, I think it's just cocaine.
It's probably just cocaine.
Yes.
It's probably just like really nice, high quality cocaine that you can only get
ecstasy.
Wherever.
I could see her doing ecstasy.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is that if she got one of those shitty like opioids or whatever,
she wouldn't take a downer.
No?
No, she would only take for the party. She would only take an upper.
I don't know the difference between all these things.
So the feel good ones. So you've got cocaine, ecstasy, and Molly. Those are the ones.
Wait. Let me write this down.
Those are the ones that's gonna like elevate the tension in the good way, right? If you were to take a downer, like any opioids, which are like mainly for pain reliever.
What's weed?
A downer.
It's a downer.
I mean, you can have two, but it's a downer.
Yeah, I know there's sativa and those are like the two main.
It's either a mind high or a body high, but it's still a downer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And also like the alcohol mixed with the drugs, you're gonna want an up if you're going to an orgy rather than having it down, because then you'd be fucking Sloane in the corner.
Yeah.
Just watching her and Henry both. Weird ass fucking couple, by the way, to just be like watching.
Yeah.
Because that's what this is going to turn into. Because they're not going to be joining in. So unless they're going to be fucking in a separate room, which is crazy, because everyone knows each other, so just join in, I guess, whatever. Or you're just like, they're both in like the cuckold chairs.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like there's no lights on them. All the lights are on the middle.
Yeah, and they're just in the chairs in the corner. Vegas
so
style.
all these drug notes and stuff. Is this going to be on the test?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I noted that down.
Yeah. Don't worry. It's going to be a pop quiz. I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen.
But so that is just where we end though.
Yeah.
With chapter 18.
I think it's going to get fucking bonkers.
God damn! I wanted to read ahead. I was so close. I was like, "What the fuck?" I want to know what happens.
No.
That's where we're at. There's so much shit happened. Our main bros are vampires now. They're having a whack of a time trying to figure it all out. With which they could have just stayed back again and had a conversation about
They're
it.
going to go back.
100% they're going to go back.
They're also probably going to kill somebody.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen.
Because like, how else are you going to bring them back? How are you going to get their blood?
Because now it's like, where's your life going?
Yeah.
Now, I'm also wondering if there's going to be a moment where they come across another person, like a normal person, and then they comment on their appearance, and they're like, "Whoa, are you like a supermodel or something?"
Yeah.
And that's the irony, is that they won't know what they look like.
I think it's just like a heightened version of what they look like. I don't think it's like that crazy.
You don't think it's like chiseled Squidward?
I think to a point, but I don't think it's. I think she probably doesn't have that frown line that she has anymore.
Damn, that's crazy.
I think it's just everything's like softer and more structured, but I think everything's pretty much the same.
The most natural Botox you can get.
Probably
vampirism.
Probably I just assume they just revert back to like when they were like 25, maybe. It's like when you lose all your baby fat and your face is more structured. But I don't think they're dramatically changing. I think they have the exact same body type. They just feel better. Yeah. Like there's no pain on their joints or anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming they probably look like.
I'm betting they're killing someone soon.
That's probably going to happen. And then, we're going to return. I mean, if we have to read like 5 billion chapters for like this next thing,
it's a short book.
It is a short book. We're halfway through. Like with this, we're now halfway through the book. No, they're definitely going to kill someone, go back to the gang of vampires. What I can't figure out is like, what's going to be the story then beyond that? Like, do they all just gaggle up and be buddies? Is there more conflict? Because we're burning through the book pretty quickly. Harrison doesn't seem like, as a writer, that she focuses too much on one conflict for that long or tries to fabricate obstacles for people. She really does move on to the next thing.
I'm hoping that it opens up more of the vampire world. And remember, she has to like she technically shut the chapter with Joel, but Naomi hasn't shut the chapter with her boyfriend.
True.
So I'm wondering if they have to like close it out and then like just kind of like how they're going to go about it, because they're not going to age, but she doesn't have to like give her his house. That's like, I think we're just going to...
it's those details about like what's next now in your life. That would be crazy. The book ended here. They'd be like,
no,
what?
As a novella, sure, but there's too much. There's
too much going on.
They wouldn't talk about the rules of vampirism if they weren't going to bring it back up. One thing about Harrison's writing, everything that's said is brought back up.
That's good. That's what I'm liking so far with this.
Yeah. Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Be sure to check us out on audio platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I thought it was Apple Music for the longest time, but it's just podcasts now, I guess. Also, it would be really cool if you could give us a rating. Please, sir. Just please. Honestly, say whatever you want, but a nice 5-star helps us out.
If you want to keep up with us and what chapters we're reading next, make sure to follow our Instagram page at Read No Evil, where we also share our calendar schedule, monthly book reveals, and other fun bits. Next week, we'll be talking about chapters 19 to 26.
26?
It's really not that bad.
Okay, no, it's not. If you want to follow along, go ahead and grab yourself a copy of the book or keep reading the one that you have. And if you don't have it, libraries are still cool.
Libraries are free.
They're free, and it's good to support local libraries. You could probably find a copy, I'm assuming.
Till next time, keep reading more evil. Bye.
Bye.